Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today is Saturday, April the 8th, and I'd like to provide an update on two of my projects that I have been working on. The first one is what I had provided an update back in February, last week in February, on the Orchid rescue. So this is a Phalaenopsis who had lost all the roots when it was planted in media, and I was trying to revive it based on these aerial roots. And my second project is jade plants, where I'm propagating jade plants, and I have more cuttings that I will put into the other pot that I had already planted some jade cuttings. Anyway, first let's do the Phalaenopsis. So I had tried several methods of trying to reestablish roots on this orchid. Now, these were aerial roots, and there's already one that had died and fallen off where I cut away already. But it looks like there are two more that aren't doing too well. So one of them is this one. There's no more meat on this. It's really dry. Down here, no more. It's very thin, and same with up here. At this point, it's only being held on by one strand. So I think I'll cut this one off because that one looks like it's not going to survive. Where's another one? This one here also looks like it won't survive. As you can see right here, where is it? My hands are getting in the way here. Right here, it's only hanging on by a strand and may not last too much longer. Over here is very thin, but it's thicker here. But if I dip this in water, all of this will turn a dark green, but down here looks like this isn't a healthy root. Now these other two here looks like they're healthier. This one here is all solid all the way down to the end. It looks like, well, feels like this is stiffening up where it may be reattaching itself or maybe growing more strength to it. And this one here also looks like it has more strength, and it's being held up by, even though it looks like it's being held by the single strand over there. I don't know. I'll keep this one on as well. Now, my main goal for this thing is to get it to grow additional roots, and I've tried several methods based on a few of the videos I've seen online. One guy had the stem here wrapped up in gauze or on napkins and keeping it moist by having it absorb the water from below. I tried that for about a week, but I didn't want this to be all to be rotted or grow moldy. So after about 2 weeks, I took that off. Now what I'm doing is I'm dipping the tips of the leaves here in water, and that's been going on for about a week. But before I did that, I also had put this on top of my water cup here, and I just submerged this part of the stem in the water. And I don't know which of the processes done it, but it looks like there's a new leaf starting to grow here. So that's a good sign. But what I really want is a root to grow. And maybe there are glimpses of one. Here it is. Right over here, I think the small green growth can turn out to be a root. And I hope that's the case. I also noticed something else. I don't know, where is it? Down here also, it's a small green growth. Probably difficult to tell over here, but I'll keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, I'll just keep the tips of the leaves dipped in the water and keep the big leaf here hydrated. They're doing well. They're pretty solid right now, as opposed to rubbery and limp when I first pulled it out from the media when I noticed that it was being dehydrated. So it is being hydrated well now. It's just that these aerial roots are not too healthy. These two here may not survive. I'll cut them off eventually when I see that there's no hope. But these other two looks like they're okay. Now, another thing I was debating on this was whether to grow this in water culture, where I would just keep it living here, dip the roots in the water and grow it that way. I've seen several videos on that, and maybe I'll try that once I get more roots to start growing. But until then, it's just still primary goal for this is to promote new root growth. But I think with the leaf growing here, that's a good sign. So more updates for this to come. Put this aside, and then now let's go over to my jade plant. So here's the jade that I had planted a few weeks ago. I think it was beginning of March that my last video was out, where I had some cuttings from my outdoor jade plant and repotted it here. So these, I'm trying to pull it out and I'm tugging at it, and it looks like it's firmly seated, which means the roots have grown. So it's been about, was it 4 weeks, 5 weeks now that I've planted it. And it looks like it's doing well. All of these it seems like they're firmly planted and all the roots have grown. This is a little looser, but it's not coming up easily. So I have 4 more cuttings here, all of various sizes. And this was about 4 days ago that I had cut it off, and I left it out to callus up. I didn't have any of the rooting compound, but I think if we just leave it out, it should callus up by itself. And this one here did it. All of them did. So it will be time to just put it into the soil or the potting mix, which is cactus mix, and let them grow. So I'm not sure if I should have put each one of these into its own pot, or just have one big one here. So for now, I'll just put it into the one big one, and I'll bring it into the office at work, and then see what everyone thinks. If they want to take one for growing at home, I'll just let them pull it out. But anyway, I'll just put these in here and then see how it goes. All right, I am back. I didn't want you guys to see me struggling with potting these few cuttings, and I was able to put them into a spot here. So now this is all full. Don't know if this is good practice or not, but if anybody has any suggestions, let me know whether I should allow more room for them to grow by putting each one of these cuttings into a separate pot, or would this be okay? I did notice that this one didn't fit because the stem was too short, and there's no way that I could have fit this in there. So for now, here's how it looks. It looks like it's all covered up, and there's no room for any additional cuttings to put in. So let's see how this goes. I'll provide another update maybe in about a month or two. If there's any noticeable difference, I'll do that. And meantime, I'll go find the small pot, and I'll plant this one in the small pot. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and talk with you next time.